Konnichiwa, people of the world. I'm Ray, aka Dark Tanuki, and welcome to the second episode of Fancy Feats. Today you better drink your caffeine and stay woke, because we're going over the basics of a feat that can save your life, even if you aren't expecting to bump into death around the street corner. Death's always there. Always watching. It's time to be alert! That's it. That's the feat in its entirety. Alert. An unexpected saving grace if you're traveling through a city of bandits and criminals, a dark forest where beasts love to stalk and look at you like their next meal, or when you hate those surprise birthday parties and punch the nearest person next to you out of pure reflex.
Happy birthday!
Here's the description of what the alert feat does. 1. You can't be surprised while you're conscious. 2. You gain a +5 bonus to initiative. And 3. Other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. Now, what does the first part mean, not being surprised while conscious? A lot of people who play Dungeons & Dragons know about how dangerous it is to rest outside in the game or when traveling through the darkness of a dungeon. This usually leads to rolling a perception check to determine if there is a threat around the immediate area if you're resting. Perception check means to see or hear things around you, of course. Even scent is fair game. The nose knows. This often leads to something called a surprise round for the enemy if that perception check fails. The enemy will try to take you down in one fell swoop before you get the chance to notify your allies. Best case, you take a whole turn of combat before your party notices the enemy. Worst case, you get knocked out. You're all robbed of your stuff. And you're captured to do work in a brothel where you have to give fays what they want for your freedom or die. Dying is also a part of it, I guess. But let's be honest, there are rarely situations where people die in a surprise round. Yet alert negates all of that hassle, and you'll know instantly if you want to surprise those who are trying to surprise you. Now, the second part of the feat. Gaining a +5 to your initiative. So, initiative is your, let's say you're ready for battle speed or some shit like that. For simplicity's sake, in a battle turn order, if there are 2 enemies you're fighting, you all roll for initiative. This is calculated by rolling a d20 dice and adding your dexterity modifier. Modifiers go to a range of 1 to 5. Whoever has the higher number in initiative goes first in the turn order, and the lower number is closer to the bottom, making them last. Example, you roll a d20 and get a 5. Let's say you have a dexterity modifier that is a 1. Total initiative is 6. Get it? So, at the alert feat, it will give you an automatic +5 literally every time. You roll 5 on the d20, you add that +1 to your dexterity. Then, you punch the other guy because you have an additional +5. Your initiative is 11. You're the first in the battle turn order, and the first to slap people with a combat encounter. Getting low initiatives? Not anymore, because I'm about to turn left and smack you with my Dick Grayson. With all the characters I'm playing as at the moment, I sure do know how much it sucks to get low initiatives. I should really make an attempt to nab this feat myself at some point in the future. The final sentence of this feat. Enemies can't get advantage, even if they are unseen by you. The whole concept of advantage goes like this. While you normally roll a 20-sided die to determine the success or failure of your desired action, advantage is when you roll that dice a second time, and you take the higher number, giving you greater odds of success at whatever you try to do. So, normally, if an unseen enemy tries to attack you or vice versa, the one doing the attacking will get the advantage. Surprise round. We just covered this shit. However, alert just says hell no to that. It doesn't care if you're on a building, camouflaged, or sneaking on somebody's knees like you're stealthing in Skyrim. Even when they can't see you, they can. Alert is just a crazy sixth sense. It's like some sort of kung fu master who tells you to attack him while he's blindfolded. Don't take the bait. They all have the alert feed. Let's be honest. Now, who would this feat work best for? Generally, anybody who's anybody should take the alert feat. You don't have to, but it's just nice to have, especially if you're someone who has low dexterity, which is the stat used to add additional initiative in the first place. We went over this too. But more so, your tanks should grab it for sure at some point. So, barbarians, fighters, paladins, hell, even monks. Actually, I think monks should get it the most. Monks have nothing but dexterity, but if they build themselves to have a maximum dexterity, that gives them 5 modifier points in it. Add that to plus 5, you get from alert, and that's an automatic 10 in initiative without a roll of the dice. You start off with 10 without even rolling. That is more than a lot of people can say. At that point, you're just being mean. And being mean is good when you and your party want to survive anything the DM throws at you, but is it meanness or efficiency? Only you can decide which. So, yes, Nav, alert! It's not a game changer by any stretch, but by the gods, it sure as hell will save your life when you least expect it to. Anyway, I think you nerds, noobs, and maybe even some of you veterans have been a little educated in the ways of the alert feat, and I hope you found some use in the information that I just gave. Safe travels, stay safe, don't let any sneaky assassins try to get the jump on you during your Motherfucker, I just went over the alert feat. Journey. Sayonara.